Alright, welcome back to Pokepedia, entry number 2, Charmander, also covering Charmeleon and Charizard. It's Charmander's evolutions. Remember to like if you like and subscribe down below for more videos. So of course, the schedule is always look at the basic stat blocks and basics of the Charmander evolution path, battling and killing, and then leveling, evolving, tips and tricks for all 3 evolutions, and covering EX, GX, and Gigantamax, sorry it's hard to say, as well as biome spawns for all 3 evolutions. Let's get into it. So of course, Charmander's basic stats in the Poke survival game idea. Its phenotype, it's number 4 in the Pokemon in the Pokédex. Evolution is basic. It has its stage 1 of Charmeleon and stage 2 of Charizard. Its type is fire, phenotype is lizard, height is 2 feet, weight is 18.7 pounds, role is consumer, and type is carnivore. So Charmander's stat blocks, its base stat blocks is HP of 3, attack of 4, defense of 3, speed 4, special attack 3, and special defense 4. So that's its base stats. Now to look at its advanced stats in the game, it has a health of 40, stamina of 200, food of 400, speed of 3 miles per hour when running, attack is 25, defense is 0 to 25%, and special attack is 50, and special defense is 0 to 50%. So that's the advanced stats it'll have in the game that are based off of its actual base stats in the actual game Pokemon and in the Pokédex score index in general. So battling versus killing, since Charmander is a carnivore, it is an optional kill Pokemon, meaning you have the option to either battle, which is throwing it with your right hand, or kill a Pokemon by throwing it with your left hand. Its diet is meats, primal meat, and ribs. Target is smaller rodents and babies in the wild, so if it's in the wild it will hunt smaller animals, and in the wild it will ignore insects, larger creatures, and humans, but of course if you're taming it does, it will target anything that you throw at it. So even if you throw it up against a Rayquaza, even if it will totally lose that fight, it will still fight no matter what. So of course the killing process, Charmander killing loot options, basically if you kill a Charmander in the wild or by fainting or by killing it with another Pokemon, you will get 1 to 2 gunpowder and 1 charcoal. If you kill a Charmeleon in the wild, you can get 2 to 3 gunpowder and 1 fire gem, which is a very rare loot option, but still a loot option on the table. And if you kill a Charizard, you will get, of course, you'll get experience for killing all of these, but you'll also get 4 to 7 gunpowder, 1 fire gem, and 2 to 3 fire shards. So that is the loot options when you kill a Charmander, Charmeleon, or Charizard. So of course, leveling and evolving, you get XP points from winning battles, healing itself with items, and mating and breeding. Every time you level up, your health, attack, speed, and defense upgrades, your XP bar increases every time you level up. Every 3 to 7 levels, a new move will be learned, and every 5 levels, your special attack and defense will upgrade. Of course, your evolution, every 30 to 50, when your Charmander reaches level 30 to 50, it will evolve into a Charmeleon. A level 75 to 100 Charmeleon will evolve to a Charizard, and a level 125 to 175 Charizard will upgrade into a Mega Charizard, with a level 250 to 350 Mega evolving into a Gigantamax Charizard. Stat increases when it evolves is ×2 increase for all stats. New moves will be able to be learned each time it evolves. So tips and tricks for Charmander. It has a passive called Blaze, which empowers fire-type moves when this Pokemon is critical on health. Is very useful when you're in a tight spot. It also has the ability Solar Power, which activates when it is daytime to empower fire-type moves by 50%. It also has a Fire Tail. Its tail is actually on fire, meaning it can ignite nearby flammable entities. So it is very useful to use that tail to ignite wooden structures, or if you want to just set a base on fire. Some tricks: it's a portable campfire. Using its fire tail as a campfire when in cold environments protects against cold effects like just being cold, but it will not affect you. It will not be able to protect you against deep freeze effects. For that, you'll need a Charmeleon tail or a Charizard tail to block even deep freeze effects. So you do need to evolve your Charmander to a Charmeleon if you want to use its tail against deep freeze effects. Also, Extinguish, use water buckets to put out its tail. This works for Charmeleon as well. It does not work for Charizard for a limited time, so it does not light your base on fire, which is very good, especially if you're using just a wooden base for the time being. You don't want Charmander to accidentally just ignite your entire base on fire. So of course, potential abilities extends to Charmeleon and Charizard, so of course they still have the passive of Blaze, but since Charmeleon also drops gems sometimes, since this Pokemon sometimes drops fire gems, upon death they're able to scout for possible gemstones and shards in the nearby area, which is pretty effective if you're looking to collect gems to be used in the future. As for Charizard, it has a multi-saddle, so up to 4 players can ride Charizard at a time, so because its saddle is so big. And also, if the game does add EX and GX Charizards, similar to the Pokemon trading card game instead of just the Pokemon games, EX Charizards can use multiple moves using a multi-attack in one turn as long as their moves are different types. So using a flying move for one, and then using a fire type for another. And then number 3, if GX Charizards are added into the game, regens health naturally if not attacked for a turn, aka if a Pokemon just uses a status move instead of a general attack move, then it can heal up health if it's not attacked for 1 turn. So of course, the last thing we're going to look at is spawn rates for each of the 3 evolutions. So Charmander spawn rates, all spawn rates are color coded. For blue, guaranteed; green, very likely; yellow, likely; orange for few to spawn; and red for rare to spawn. So Charmander spawns, it will spawn likely in the Meadows, few will spawn in the Volcanic Bay area, and red will spawn on rocky beaches. For Charmeleon, it is likely to spawn in Volcanic Bays, so better to go to Volcanic Bays to find Charmeleons, and few will spawn in the Meadows. And then Charizard spawns, few will spawn in the Volcanic Bay area, and rarely will you find them inside actual volcanoes. Mega Charizard, and it is good to note that Mega Charizards and Gigamax Charizards do not spawn in the wild, only from a wild Charizard evolving. So you cannot find a Mega or Gigamax Charizard in the wild unless a wild Charizard actually evolves into one. So that is very good to know. Alright, and that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it. Comment down below your thoughts. Everyone have a blessed day as always. And of course, as always, toodaloo, Happy New Year.